Get ready for South Africa's future in the sky. Today we reveal the powerful Aviation IL-276 transport aircraft and how it can change everything. Stay till the end, you don't want to miss this. The Aviation IL-276 multi-role transport aircraft is being imagined as the next big step for South Africa's air mobility and logistics capability, representing a bold leap into modern aviation technology. For a country with vast landscapes, remote rural communities, busy ports, and growing regional responsibilities, a modern medium-lift transport aircraft is more than just a military tool. It is a bridge that connects people, goods, and services across southern Africa. If South Africa were to adopt the IL-276 platform, it could potentially transform not just national defense logistics, but humanitarian relief operations, disaster response, and even regional trade support missions. The IL-276 is a twin-engine, jet-powered, medium-lift transport aircraft with a maximum payload capacity of 20 tons, making it ideal for moving large amounts of cargo, vehicles, medical supplies, or even up to 150 troops in a single flight. This is significant for South Africa, where the South African National Defence Force (SANDF) often supports peacekeeping operations in countries such as Mozambique, Democratic Republic of Congo, or even further north on the continent. A modern transport plane would give South Africa faster, safer, and more efficient airlift options for these missions, reducing dependence on leased foreign aircraft. From a technical perspective, the IL-276 would bring cutting-edge performance to South African skies. It would be capable of cruising at nearly 800 kilometers per hour, covering distances between Johannesburg and Cape Town in under 2 hours while carrying massive loads. With a range of up to 2,500 kilometers on full payload and much longer ferry range when lightly loaded, it could easily connect South Africa with neighboring nations such as Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Angola, and Zambia without refueling. Imagine disaster relief supplies reaching cyclone-hit Mozambique or flood-affected areas of KwaZulu-Natal within hours. The difference could literally be life-saving. The cargo hold of the IL-276 is designed to be spacious and versatile. With dimensions of approximately 13.9 meters in length, 3.5 meters in width, and 3.4 meters in height, it can handle everything from pallets of food aid to light armored vehicles used in peacekeeping missions. The rear loading ramp enables roll-on, roll-off operations, allowing trucks or medical vehicles to drive directly into the aircraft for rapid deployment. For South Africa's growing logistics needs, this means faster turnaround times and more efficient operations at major airports such as OR Tambo, King Shaka, and Cape Town International, but also at remote airstrips in the Northern Cape or the Kruger area. One of the most appealing features of the IL-276 is its ability to operate from short and semi-prepared runways. Many southern African countries have rural airports with gravel or dirt runways, and a transport aircraft that can land safely under those conditions offers unmatched flexibility. Whether delivering firefighting equipment to remote bush airstrips during wildfire season or evacuating civilians from conflict zones, the IL-276 would be able to get in and out quickly and safely. South Africa also has a proud tradition of contributing to peacekeeping missions across Africa under the United Nations and African Union. Having a modern airlifter like the IL-276 would mean that SANDF could deploy troops and equipment faster, keeping them supplied with food, ammunition, and medical support without relying on foreign partners. This independence strengthens national security and demonstrates leadership within the African Union. In a civilian context, South Africa could use a fleet of IL-276s for humanitarian aid, medical evacuation, and even commercial cargo operations. For example, during major floods, fires, or disease outbreaks, the IL-276 could deliver mobile hospitals, vaccines, and rescue personnel to affected areas. Its cabin could be quickly reconfigured to carry stretchers and medical teams, turning it into a flying hospital. This would dramatically improve South Africa's disaster preparedness and response. Another benefit of operating a fleet like this would be the boost to South Africa's aerospace and maintenance industry. Local companies could be involved in maintenance, repair, and overhaul (MRO) of the airframes and engines, creating skilled jobs and developing technology partnerships. Denel Aviation, Paramount Group, or other local aerospace firms could integrate new avionics, communications equipment, and even develop training simulators to support local crews. Operationally, a South African IL-276 would need to be fitted with modern avionics including weather radar, night vision compatible cockpit displays, and satellite communications to allow operations in all weather conditions, day and night. This is critical for a country that experiences diverse climate zones, from desert conditions in the Karoo to humid tropical storms in KwaZulu-Natal. Advanced systems would also allow coordination with South African Airways cargo or even private logistics companies during national emergencies, making the IL-276 part of a coordinated national air logistics network. From a financial perspective, South Africa would need to carefully consider acquisition and operational costs. The IL-276 is expected to be more fuel-efficient than older aircraft such as the C-130 Hercules still in service with SANDF, meaning lower long-term costs per ton of cargo delivered. If South Africa invested in this aircraft, it could potentially phase out older, less reliable airframes, saving money on maintenance and reducing downtime. Fuel efficiency would also mean lower carbon emissions, a benefit as South Africa works towards sustainability goals. In terms of regional influence, acquiring a modern transport aircraft could position South Africa as a logistics hub for Southern Africa. During natural disasters in neighboring countries, South Africa could quickly send aid, earning goodwill and strengthening diplomatic relations. It could also support African Union missions with a reliable air bridge, reinforcing South Africa's role as a continental leader. The IL-276 would also be a boost to training and skills development. Pilots, engineers, ground crew, and logistics planners would gain experience operating a next-generation transport aircraft, creating a new generation of skilled South African aviators and technicians. This knowledge could later be shared with neighboring countries, further enhancing South Africa's soft power and regional cooperation. Of course, there would be challenges. South Africa would need to ensure a steady supply chain for spare parts, reliable training for crew, and sufficient funding to keep the fleet airworthy. Political decision-making would need to support such an acquisition, and the aircraft would need to be certified for use under South African aviation regulations. But the long-term benefits of having such a capability, improved disaster response, military readiness, and regional support, would likely outweigh these challenges. In summary, if South Africa were to adopt the IL-276 multi-role transport aircraft, it would be a major leap forward for the nation's airlift capacity. This jet would give the country the speed, range, and payload capacity to meet the demands of the 21st century, from supporting troops in peacekeeping missions to delivering life-saving aid during natural disasters. It could become a symbol of national pride, technological progress, and humanitarian leadership. For a country seeking to play a bigger role in Africa's future, the IL-276 could be a perfect platform to help South Africa rise to the challenge.